is a Bramble Jam podcast.
It's Tuesday, May 4th. Take the day off, everybody.
I think you just offended Star Wars fans everywhere.
I tried my best to. I did a little Star Trek. A little Star Trek on the Star Wars Day.
We don't know that that's what we're celebrating.
You know what?
Could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything. Just out of the gate here, hot. Let me just go ahead and offend them all if need be. I grew up with the VHS tapes of the original, Star Wars. Don't call it A New Hope. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I wore those tapes out. I was allowed to watch very little growing up, but I was allowed to watch those movies.
Why?
And why was I allowed to watch those movies, or why? It was just because I think my dad loved them.
Okay.
And that just somehow snuck through the wickets of what I was allowed to watch. And I will tell you this,
Did
as
he
someone
use it as an
who
illustration? Did he sit you down and talk to you about good and evil?
he did not. No, the Force was too weird, I think, for that.
Yeah, sure.
Let me say this, and I love those original movies, and I've loved some of the new Star Wars movies that have come out. There is nothing worse than modern day Star Wars fans. Nothing. Like, they're the worst fan base. They're never pleased, and when they are pleased, it is when something is done solely in service of their fandom, not to expand it to other people at all. It is like the worst clique in the world. So this day, I can't believe we're celebrating this day, and I can't believe I'm supposed to come up with the history of this day either. But I know I was celebrating. It's May 4th. What are we supposed to do?
Well, I know why you're going to tell us about the history. It's because we all say it now, but where did it come from?
Yeah.
You know it, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Because nobody gets it. No one gets it like you do.
No one gets it like I do. That's true.
I'm going to turn it over to you here in a second. I'm going to eat some Mike and Ike's. But before I do, BrambleGymPlus.com. It's not very expensive.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
It's not for the price of a DiGiorno.
Oh, yeah.
You can get ad-free podcasts.
You can get bonus eps, ad-free
Right.
podcasting, all of that good stuff.
That's exactly right. We had a great gavel last Friday.
Oh, that gavel was
that you could only
cash.
hear if you were Bramble Plus.
How about the Big Booty Judy gavel?
Oh, I love that.
I mean, that's
one.
a classic.
It's a classic.
A minted classic. Got to get
Booty
the
Judy.
Bramble Jam Plus.
Can we make a shirt that says Big Booty Judy?
I
or
don't
do
know
you
if we
think
can.
that
Probably not okay. Be my guess.
it's so hard to know.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough out here.
It's so hard to know what's okay.
Yeah.
I try.
We tried. Yeah.
Big Booty Judy.
Just keep moving forward. Just do the best we can.
We sure are, and we're learning.
That's right.
Big Booty Judy.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
I know it, but I want to see if you know it. I was watching Star Wars last night in preparation for this episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Hans Solo.
Yes, Hans Olo.
Hans Solo.
Hans Olo.
Han Solo was hanging out with Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Yeah.
And Chewbacca was like, that was R2-D2. Chewbacca was like, can you do a Chewbacca? Yes. And I Shazammed it.
You Shazammed it.
I was like,
weirdly enough.
This sounds like a good song. Like, is there
Like
a
a bop,
is there
yeah.
a dubstep of?
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, there was. It was by a Swedish EDM group called Doo Doo Bop Bop.
Doo Doo Bop Bop.
Doo Doo Bop Bop.
Yeah. Also, coincidentally, the name of your microwave.
Yes. And the name of the song that sampled that sound was called Dan Knows About Star Wars Day.
It's wild.
So,
It's wild.
do you?
Of course I do, Brand. George Lucas, who created Star Wars.
He seems fun.
He also lived. He has where he did all the stuff in his house. Have you heard of what is called the place where he like goes and edits and everything?
Oh, Lucas Ranch?
Skywalker Ranch.
Skywalker.
Exactly. Well, he released Phantom Menace, episode 1 of the Phantom Menace in like mid-90s, 97, 8-ish, late 90s. And
loved it.
He was back at the ranch, and they called and they were like, hey, 20th Century Fox. It's called. I don't, George, I don't know how to tell you this. People don't like the Phantom Menace. Jar Jar Binks, real bad. Pod racing scene, 8 hours long. Not a good movie. All digital, maybe not the best idea. Not good. And we need something to turn the corner on the publicity. Say, hey, we're not talking about Phantom Menace anymore. We're not talking about Jar Jar Binks anymore. We're talking about, in the Star Wars universe, we're talking about X. And George came up with Skywalker ranch dressing. And it was a Star Wars branded ranch dressing that you could dip anything in. The slogan was Skywalker ranch dressing, may the dip be with you. And 20th Century Fox hated that idea, just thought it was the worst idea they'd ever heard. And he was like, I don't know, how about we name a day, May the 4th be with you, and just say it's May 4th. And they were like, that's it. Let's do it. Let's steal the thunder of Cinco de Mayo. Let's just cut them out at the knees. And let's do a Star Wars Day on May the 4th. And the rest is history, Bran. May the 4th be with you. Back to you.
Well, Dan, as much as I love that story, it's not true.
Phantom Menace does.
The
suck.
phrase, May the 4th, George Lucas does not seem like fun.
No, but he also doesn't care what people think of the movies. And I appreciate that about him. Like, I remember when Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, Steven Spielberg directed it. George Lucas produced it. It's his story. That alien story is his story. And they did an interview for Entertainment Weekly, both of them together, and they're talking about it. And George Lucas keeps going, people aren't going to like the movie. People aren't going to like it, and that's fine. It's the movie I wanted to make. And Steven Spielberg's over there going, now, George, it's entertaining. Nervous laughter, blah, blah, blah. This is before the movie came out. And George Lucas is like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's who that guy is. He's a billionaire who's come up with the biggest stories of anyone, and he just does it, whatever. He's just like, yeah, that's the movie I want to make. Jar Jar Binks, guys. There it is. Give me $1 billion.
Let me ask you this. This isn't like I don't know. How good is George Lucas at what he does? It was episode 4 a fluke? Episode 4, 5, 6. The first, was it a fluke?
Well,
has he ever done anything?
I think he's a really good world builder. He's a good world builder in thinking outside the box, because a lot of people thought that what he was doing with Star Wars was not going to fly. It was a waste of money and it was going to be a disaster. And
he didn't either, though. With episode 4, he thought it was going to be a failure. There's a great podcast out there called Blockbuster.
That's right. I listened to it.
But where he basically expected it to fail.
He got all his director friends, Francis Ford Coppola, and all the guys, Spielberg, everybody, to watch it. And one of them, I think Brian De Palma, hated it. Regardless, the problem is that you can't give him the control of everything. Like, he's a guy that's really good in this realm, but because of the success of Star Wars, he took all of this and tried to do all of it. Like, he didn't Empire Strikes Back, which is widely considered the best Star Wars film, he didn't direct it. He didn't direct that movie. Somebody else directed that movie. Irving Kershner, maybe. That's a guess. Somebody else directed it. He directed all these the prequels. He directed them. And so he's a guy that is a great world builder, but if you give him control from start to finish, it's not going to go well. He just has it's just going to be different and not what you're hoping for. But he's made some good movies. He directed American Graffiti, which is a classic. Like, he's directed other things that people enjoy.
That was before Star Wars, yeah.
That was before Star Wars. Yeah. So he knows what he's doing. But I think,
did he ever intend for there to be a 1, 2, 3?
He has said that there are he said, I don't know how true it is, but he had an idea for the prequels, but the tech wasn't ready yet. And then he decided in the 90s to make a 100% digital movie, by and large. Right. Like, all those sets are completely digital. Right. Like, it's crazy. And I just, it doesn't age. It didn't age well when it was on. So, yeah. But George Lucas is crazy nuts. And he can do what he wants because he's a billionaire. I mean, that's how it works.
Billionaire. Spielberg's doing West Side Story.
Oh, yeah. I saw the trailer and I was like, this is exactly what I would think a Steven Spielberg West Side Story would look like.
The trailer was beautiful.
Yeah. I think I'm more excited for In the Heights. Got to be honest. But I am excited for both of those.
I love Spielberg. 1979, Dan. May 4th, 1979.
I'm listening.
Margaret Thatcher. You know her?
Prime Minister
exactly right.
of England.
On May 4th, her party took out an ad in the London Evening News that said, "May the 4th be with you, Maggie." Congratulations. And that is the first printed usage of the phrase, "May the 4th be with you." Fast forward 2011, the first Star Wars Day event took place on May 4th in Toronto at the Toronto Underground Cinema. And in 2012, Disney acquired Lucasfilms and now observe the holiday at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
It started as just a blurb in a newspaper and has since ballooned.
When she came to power in Great Britain, Ronald Reagan, his big thing was Star Wars, like his big plan for having like missiles in space and all this stuff to combat the Russians. They called it Star Wars. So I think that it was such a part of the cultural zeitgeist at the time. So that's not super surprising. But I didn't know that story.
And there are some people that celebrate Revenge of the 5th/6 on May 5th or 6th as a funny do.
If they can't do it on the 5th, maybe the 6th. Revenge of the 6th.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's fair enough.
Sith. The Siths are hanging out.
Yes, that's right.
So obviously does celebrate. Watch all the Star Wars films.
Oh, not all of them. Skip a few here.
Give Mandalorian another go, Bran. Probably not.
Skip Phantom Menace. Skip Rise of Skywalker. It's a bad movie.
And fun fact, Star Wars The Bad Batch is a new animated series that premieres on Disney Plus today.
Wow.
May the 4th. So give that a go if you want to.
Give it a
We're
go.
asking you, if you were cast in Star Wars, who would you want to be and why? We're going to find out after this break here on Take the Day Off.
Oh boy, back already on Star Wars Day.
Who would you want to be, Dan? Who would?
Well, I mean, like what I want to be, like Han Solo was my guy, man. Like that was it. But like in reality, like I'm gonna be some weird monster droid. Like I'm 6'5", 250. Like that's I'm gonna be like in a bunch of makeup. Like that's what I'm going to be. So want to be Han Solo, going to be some weird alien from a different planet, Zip Zerp or something.
I just saw Lee's response. No, you can't say that.
That is absolutely not.
I would.
Holy cow, Lee!
I would be. If I would probably have been cast as Jar Jar.
Yeah. Or somebody who's trying to swindle somebody, like at one of these places where you're trading for parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd be one of those guys.
Yeah. But I would obviously Han Solo is the easy answer. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But I would be. I think I'd be Rey.
Okay. Beth Ann says, whoever is coolest, I've never seen them to know. Fair enough.
Paige says, none, no way, no Star Wars in this house. Not a fan.
Paige, I've heard people that don't watch them. I've never heard someone that is just actively not a fan. I need to know, have you seen them all and just decided you don't like them, or have you just decided no on principle of not a Star Wars person?
I want to know, like, what do you think the percentage of people are that are like me that will watch every Star Wars movie, but I genuinely could not tell you the story. I forget about it after I see it. I go see the next one and I'm like, that was fun to see, but the story, I can't tell you really what happened throughout the whole thing.
I'm somewhere like I know most of the characters and their backstory, but I don't know the different planets and the expanded universe and all that garbage. Like I don't know any of that. And it's like, like Easter eggs for people that are reading all the books. Like I don't know that stuff. Like but I know more than because I watched the originals when I was a kid. So I know a little bit, but not like that kind of stuff.
I wonder if I saw, because the prequels came out when I was a kid. Yeah. I wonder if I saw the originals first or not. I genuinely don't remember.
You probably just went in blind to Phantom Menace as a 7-year-old, just over there like, oh, a pod race, cool.
That's the kid from Jingle All the Way. I love him. Man, that poor guy.
Jake Lloyd.
Had a tough go of it, hasn't he?
He's probably pretty wealthy, so I'm not super.
I think he's lost most of it.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
He, I believe, got diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Oh, dang. I didn't know that at all.
And he's had a tough go of it.
Man. Another I've never seen. Sarah Brinkman never seen Star Wars, but the
Wow.
droids are cute, so I'd be a
Holly
droid.
never seen Star Wars.
Man, a lot of them. And then Kira, I don't like Star Wars. Do you think the Bramble Jam Plus subscribers are just not a wheelhouse audience for Star Wars?
But it could be.
I mean, there's so many of them.
There's so many people. Melanie says Chewbacca because it would be fun to talk like him. I don't disagree with that. Rena says Princess Leia, which is one of my nicknames because my middle name is Leia.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Aaron says Han Solo, he's just the coolest, and he wore decent clothes. Just decent clothes. It's better than most, I guess, is what we're saying.
I'd be Princess Leia, but only floating through the air. And
Ugh. You mean Mary Poppins, Princess Leia?
yeah, I mean, I'd be Mary Poppins.
Good
Princess
gracious.
Leia.
What a mess.
We did it, everybody.
Yay.
Congratulations. We are going to be back tomorrow, which we're very excited about, of course. And we want to know this. What is your favorite?
What was?
What was? It is. It still is my favorite.
But like that's on. If you say is, it implies it was on now.
But
It's
what
on
if I still go back and I still go back and watch my favorite
On
Saturday?
Saturday mornings?
No, but I'll go and find.
If you say what is your favorite Saturday morning cartoon, it makes it. It implies that you're getting up on Saturday mornings and watching cartoons right now as an adult that are airing live.
I understand what you're saying, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Like,
I'm
I
saying
still seek out.
you
like,
didn't read it right. It says what was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon on the page.
Of course it does.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is my favorite Saturday morning cartoon is a genre.
Yes. For
Not
you.
for me.
Yeah.
And I think for others. And so it is my favorite.
But that's not the question.
Yeah,
The question
no, I
is what
understand.
was.
No, I understand what
Okay.
the question was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it can't,
But you said the question for tomorrow is,
I'm saying
and
it
then you
can't-
said what is.
I'm saying it can't
You're
be
wrong.
It can't be both. And just give me the TV. Just give me the TV.
That TV's mine. You can pry it from my cold dead hands.
You will be dead. Not my hands are clean here. I'm just saying you will be dead. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, we'll leave you with haiku.
Take the day
What
off.
can you do?
Oh, I know what I can do. I can slam poetry with the best of them. You think Eminem was good in 8 Mile? Have you seen Jerry do 9 Mile? Don't think so.
Let me guess, Jerry, you've already done the haiku.
That was it. Plain as day.
Yeah.
Gonna get the big ones.